Do the magic hand thing.
Get your blue macaroons ready, everybody. It is time for the movie trivia Schmoedown Live. No, it is not. Schmoedown Entertainment Network Live. Nice to have you. Nice to have you on this non-spoiler review of The Mandalorian. We're going to talk about that. We have other things we're going to talk about. Don't you worry. And, yeah, if you want to see spoiler review, well, that's why we were a little late today. Myself and Mike Kalinowski just finished up our spoiler review. We've got a spoiler review of every episode, every Friday morning, 9:30 a.m. live on this channel. We do it, and then we lead right into this silly son of a bitch of a show. And talking about silly sons of bitches, Brett Sheridan in the house.
Hey, silly of the bitches.
Hey, silly sons of the bitch. We have so much to talk about with hair dye dripping down faces, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. Alex Marzoña is here.
Hello, hello.
Mark, the Yodiest of Reillys. 2 days in a row for the Reillyest.
2 days in a row.
I love it.
I like it. And Mr. Ben Goddard in the house.
Cheryl
And of course,
Dick Pants donated $20. Ryan, you won me over on Tuesday by fart bombing Kristian, and you absolutely killed it yesterday. Welcome to the fart tower, bro.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
This kid is clearly a fan of the show.
He's nailing the sound effects.
Yes. We do. So thank you by the way. And so Reilly, I'm gonna do something that that you don't even know that I'm gonna do, because normally we set the goals here for songs, and the kid yesterday crushed it by hitting our big goal, and thank you guys for doing that and getting us to that goal. But today, because Reilly, people were very excited that you and I were doing that Star Wars show together on your channel, the Reilly Roundtable.
Yeah.
If we get to $600 today, I'll do another one with you on the first week of December.
Let's do it.
We'll do another one with you.
We'll
do another 2-hour version.
2 hours?
That's right. We'll do 2 hours. We'll do 2 hours on your channel again. That's how long we went last time, right?
We did 2 hours last time, and I looked up and I was like, oh, it's been 2 hours, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
I know.
It was good, man. I love talking Star Wars. Come on.
It was good. We talked about a lot of stuff. So we'll do it. We'll set a goal.
Let's set that goal.
We'll set that goal that if we hit 600 today, then we'll do a 2-hour all things Star Wars show on your channel.
Let's do it. Come on.
The week of December 1st. Okay, cool. All right, so let's get right into this, though. Speaking of it, excuse me. So this is a non-spoiler review of the show. And what I will tell you is that, going back to a conversation I've had a million times over, and I'll carry it over to this show, and I definitely talked about it with Reilly on his. This is this video game that I keep playing every Friday morning on Disney Plus is incredible, and I love it. It's called The Mandalorian. And every episode and every board that I play, the mission and the overall story just keeps getting better and better and better, and it keeps tying in more and more and more. And not only does it tie into the show and the stuff they set up into the show, it ties up into some of the movies, and maybe it's the movies from the ones that that you grew up with, that I grew up with, that it could tie into all of them and tie into the lore in general. And I think they continue to do that. And this was an episode that I thought each episode seems to be this wonderful side mission, but the question is how much plot. Reilly, to me, this one had the most plot with also another great side mission.
Yeah, the side mission was great, but then to keep expanding this, we just keep getting little nuggets. Like last week was more lore, more characters, the universe got bigger, the galaxy got bigger. Now this one with the child especially. To try to not go into too many spoilers, but this was like it's starting to fall into place, and I love that they went where they went.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that
it's like hard to say, right?
All we'll say is that Carl Weathers directed the episode, so you can kind of try to figure some stuff out. But what I'll tell you is that this kid loves to eat, man. This baby, this kid loves to eat.
The child,
Goddard, did you dig it?
I'm wondering if like the eating, it's gonna like he's gonna get a growth spurt, or he's gonna turn into like Teen Groot or something. Like I'm hoping that they're building to that. but if it's not, it's still the cutest thing on the planet.
Yeah.
No, I liked it a lot. I liked the lore. I liked the hints of what's to come with the overall storyline. And it was one, I think speeder bikes are the coolest thing. That's not really a spoiler, but like you can like, Return of the Jedi or Empire or whatever. The speeder bike scene on Endor is one of the coolest scenes in Star Wars, and speeder bikes are just as badass as they ever were.
Yeah.
I think one, how tough is Beskar? Because I wasn't here for last week, but man,
well, that's why it's so valuable. That's why it's so valuable.
He was boom. Yeah, he was taking them. But no, I like this episode quite a bit, and I even said it after last night's episode. It's crazy to me how much more I'm liking season 2 than season 1, because I enjoyed season 1, but I'm loving season 2.
Well, you know what that is though, Ben, too, and for some reason Tim Sims' Schmoebot didn't come through.
Sim donated $20.
Oh, there you go. Never mind. There it is.
Just wondering, do you think Mando is balancing the best of nostalgic lore and new stuff? A friend of mine told me he's stepping away from Star Wars for a bit because he sees it's getting too nostalgic and not growing the universe like The Last Jedi did.
Oh my God, I couldn't. Kate, here you go. I couldn't disagree with that statement.
I love The Last Jedi, and I disagree with that statement.
Oh, it's building out the lore more than ever. I think it does exactly what people were worried about, and not. I think it adds nostalgia plus building off new stuff, and for those people who didn't watch Clone Wars, you're learning more about the Mandalorian culture. You're learning more about there's new side characters. You're not leading with nostalgic characters. You're building out this Din Djarin character in general. Yeah, no, I don't think it. I think that it benefits to have some of that nostalgia in there, but I don't think it overtakes the show at all. I think that's I don't agree with that.
This one is kind of a little bit lighter on the nostalgia, whereas I thought Rise of Skywalker did leaned into the nostalgia.
Yeah. This really expands the universe. I think this show has expanded the universe the most that anything has out of anything.
Yeah, this linked a lot. I'm trying to be very, very cautious with my words here because I want people to enjoy this thing, but it really did. It tied some things together that is, all the way back to George Lucas's vision.
Yeah.
And then expanding it here, going forward, knowing that we're after Return of the Jedi, this is fantastic. With the implications for what is happening. God, I keep talking around this motherfucker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that was the thing, is that I don't want to get into a whole conversation here too, but I actually don't think that The Last Jedi actually expanded the lore of Star Wars. I think it had its new take on the lore, but I don't think it necessarily expanded it.
For me, it was the Force.
Expanded in that aspect, I guess, sure. Yeah. And then, JJ also
more character.
JJ shut down anything that he tried to expand anyway in the ninth one. So.
I was just thinking about that because it was Adam Driver's birthday yesterday, and there's an Instagram that showed him crushing his helmet in Last Jedi, and I was like, oh yeah. Then JJ said, nah, and he built it back up, and the rest I was like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Well, no. Let's not talk about that.
Let's focus on the positive.
Yes, focus on the positive. Now, Brett, you watched it. What'd you think?
Yeah. I actually got the kids up, but I was a little off. Blake's mad at me because he could only catch 15 minutes of it, but the rest of us watched it. My daughter was head over heels about how much child representation. She wants every episode to be completely the child. And I'm 100%, and I said it to my family, Ben, I was like, of anything in the Star Wars, I want to drive a speeder bike. That is totally something that was cool for me. I thought it was a little rough when the child opened up that dead stormtrooper and ate its belly. Spoiler alert.
I thought they jumped the shark after he got shot in the head and he survived.
Yeah.
I think it's coming back and he's just this new possessed thing. You thought it was bad when he ate eggs. Yeah. He's straight up just eating stormtroopers' intestines now.
I know. I thought the red hat. I thought the red hat was too much. So, what do you think? What'd you think about it, Ryan? Did you like it?
Yeah, I really like this one. I love Grief Karga at the end when they're about to fight and it just freeze framed on a punch right there. No, it was. I thought it was great. I think, like you said, this really pushed the universe forward and the story and the plot. There were a few moments where they focused on some characters where I was like, man, whatever they are teasing there, I'm not really interested in at all. But the majority, I think this was great, and I'm really impressed with Carl Weathers. It made me like, oh, why don't we give him Creed 3? Like, I think he's a really great director.
Yeah, him directing Creed 3 would have been really interesting, actually.
Is it official that Michael B. Jordan's directing that, or is that like rumored?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's official. I don't know. You know what? I don't know.
I don't think it's been confirmed, but it's just been heavily
it's
rumored.
confirmed just yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is also something Carl Weathers was probably around and talking to Filoni and Favreau, and he's like, I'd love to try to do one of these things, guys. I think that I love what you guys are doing with it, because if you hear him talk about it, he was supposed to have a smaller role when it started, and then he was so interested in it because they didn't think they were going to be able to get him to do the whole show, and he just fell in love with it. So he probably even fell in love with it more and said, I want to direct one of these bad boys. And so he did. And I thought he did a really good job. I thought he directed action very well.
Yeah.
I thought that he had a lot of tie-ins that felt some of it felt very original trilogy to me, from certain things that were going on, from sounds and moments. And it was a very well written episode by Jon Favreau. Alex, did you get a chance to check it out?
I did. I really liked this episode. Again, the side mission is tied into the overall plot, and we're getting into the second half of this season already.
Yep.
We're 4 out of 8, and it's pretty crazy how fast it's moving and how much better I'm loving this season. And also the score in this episode. There is the one score, Ryan, I think, one piece when the character Ryan was saying that piece was the best part about it. And I was like, oh my god, this is beautiful. Ludwig Göransson is just killing it right now.
He really is. He really is. So there's an update here. We're about for those people who know, for today usually we have our goals that we set, and today our goal is at 600. I'm going to do another Reilly roundtable.
Riley's Cantina. Come on, Star Wars.
Excuse me, Reilly Cantina.
Riley's Cantina. Let's go, people.
So used to the roundtable. Reilly Cantina. It'll be 2 hours on Reilly's channel. First Star Wars, the week of December 1st. We'll pick a day and do it.
Pick a day.
Because you guys said you dug it, so why? Let's give it a shot here. Let's give
it more. Come on.
If we
I like
can.
this.
Let's do it. I did give a score on the review for this one with Mike, and I gave it a 4.5.
Wow.
Really liked it a lot.
Wow.
Next episode is going to be very interesting because all I'll tell you is this: Dave Filoni is directing the episode. There's been a rumored character that has been rumored to be played by a rumored Rosario Dawson.
Oh, so, it's not Rumor Willis?
No, who knows? At this point, maybe it is.
Yeah, maybe.
But that will most likely tie in if I was to guess, because Dave Filoni would want to bring that person in. That's what I would guess.
Would you give last week, Kristian? I wasn't on last
4.6.
4.6. Okay.
Yeah, it's 1 point over. But our point.
Do you think like a lot is? I feel like the whole season's riding on next week. Like if next week disappoints, that might leave a really bad taste in my mouth for the whole season. To be honest,
it's hard to say. That's hard to say because if it's
disappointing, it's really hitting the right.
Yeah.
I'm psyched. I'm just worried if I'm too excited.
Yeah, it's hard to say because you can have episodes that let you down, or you're just like, okay, because look, even though episode 2 I've grown to love a little bit more, and I think that one of the reasons I've grown to love it a little bit more is because I know what comes next. And when you because you get that bit of nervousness when that episode 2 hits, is that all this is going to be, just these little side missions with a bit of plot, or and then you go back to it and you just appreciate it for what it was. And to me, it's always, how does it drive the story? How does it drive? Is it going to be presented in a way that I'm going to accept it in the overall lore? Is it going to set up possibilities, even if it doesn't maybe hit everything that we think that it's going to, or we want it to? Is there still possibilities, or do they kind of add something that you're like, oh no, there's no coming back from that? So I don't know. I also think that it depends on how it all ends up. We've got the Filoni episode. Who else directs that we haven't seen? Because we've seen
Rick Famuyiwa.
Okay, is he?
What about Rodriguez? Has he gone up yet?
Not yet.
Wait, so who did the second episode? Peyton Reed. That was Peyton Reed.
Peyton Reed.
Third episode was Bryce
Dallas Howard, and
fourth was Carl Weathers. Okay, so Rick
Filoni next.
Rick Filoni, Robert Rodriguez. And then is Taika coming back?
Doesn't say, but
no. Okay, so then there's one more.
Like Filoni's doing 2, or
is Filoni doing 2 or is Favreau doing 2?
It doesn't say.
Okay, because that's also interesting to see, because maybe if I was to guess, then if they don't tell you who's directing the last one, what I would assume is that it's probably Filoni for this one. Scorsese. Rodriguez will probably do the 6th. 7th will probably be Rick, and the 8th will be
Favreau. Right.
8th will be Favreau closing it out.
Close it out.
I see here that Rick Famuyiwa is directing or is writing the 7th episode. So that
so there you go. So he's doing the 7th. Well, if he's writing it, then he's directing it. So so there you go. Yeah. So so I would say 6th is 6th is going to be Robert Rodriguez, and then the 8th will be Favreau. If you're a betting man, and I am, so that's what I would say.
On with that.
Very curious what you guys think. And by the way,
Curtis
so we are.
Lopez donated $20. Keep Rent Never Watch Again. Thor Ragnarok, Guardians of the Galaxy 1, Black Panther. Also, can we get Mad Hatter, Drunk Brett, and Angry Reilly pitching themselves to Billy Butcher to join the boys?
Who's Billy Butcher?
I was Billy the Butcher yesterday.
Oh, you were Billy the Butcher yesterday? Okay.
Oh, okay.
I missed that one. All right. So we're going to have. So where is it? Mad Hatter, Drunk Brett, and Angry Reilly pitching themselves to Billy Butcher to join the boys. All right, so Billy Butcher, I'll play the music once you give your opening speech of these idiots who are here to pitch themselves.
Right, so why do you think I should join your crew here?
Well, because I'm a boy, and you're called the boys, so I figured, what the hell, man? Let's do it.
The one time I was in the boys' locker room, I used to whip myself in the rear end with a wet towel so everyone could see my red mark, then get, maybe some new red mark.
Sounds like a load of shit.
Assholes here don't really represent the best of us, you know what I'm saying?
Wow, why are you so angry? Maybe you need a good slap in the ass with a towel.
Hey, we go. Let's just get together, slap each other's asses, and have a good old time, boys.
I guess nobody's pitching this poor fucker, huh?
Forget you. I'm going with the Mad Hatter.
Thank you. See, I win because I addressed the hard topic.
Ass whipping.
ass slapping with towels. That's what the Mad Hatter does.
Wow.
Wonderful.
You went dark, yeah.
They just kind of.
Yeah.
Really,
Oh, all right. Everybody. All right, let's get back. It's like as I was saying, everybody. Oh, by the way, we're ending the show a little early today. We're going to be dipping out at around 11:30. Have some other things we got to do, so just a heads up to all. And people are asking. Sabrina Ramirez wasn't able to be on the show this week. She'll be back next week. And we're also going to be welcoming Steph Sabra to the show on Monday, so make sure you check in for that. But as we mentioned to you guys, we are a donated run show, so if you're able to, streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown to keep everybody here working. So if you're able to, send in questions, send in your thoughts about The Mandalorian, whatever you think, please. And before, Ryan, if you would be so kind to shut off the Schmobot for just a moment, please, my friend, I wanted to also let you guys know about something else that we've talked to you guys about in the past, and I will let you know as soon as I find it. But I can't find it, so never mind. I'll tell you in a second. That's a great segue, Kristian. No, do I have it? I don't know anymore. I don't know what's happening. So fuck it. There it is. Got it. Thank you. So perfect. See, that was appropriate. No. All right, I wanted to let you know something that I've been telling you about for a while. That you guys know that VPNs, they protect your privacy and your security online. You knew that. Everybody knows that. But you didn't know this one until recently, until we've been telling you this, that it's taking the TV watching game to the next level, because you can use a VPN to unlock movies and shows that are only available in other countries. So over the weekend, if you wanted to, you can, because this is what I did. I told you about it. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air had the reunion thing, so you want to catch up on the whole thing. Well, I was able to do it on Australia Netflix, which is very cool. And all you got to do is you got to fire up the ExpressVPN app. You change the location to Australia. You refresh Netflix. Boom. Done. ExpressVPN, it hides your IP address, and it lets you control where you want sites to think that you are located. So you can choose from almost 100 different countries. So just thinking about all the Netflix libraries that you can go through. If you love anime, you just go to ExpressVPN to access Japanese Netflix. It's not just Netflix, though. ExpressVPN works with any streaming service. If it's Hulu, if it's BBC, iPlayer, YouTube, whatever it is, you name it. There are hundreds of VPNs out there, but the reason to use ExpressVPN is to watch shows really, really fast. There's never any buffering, there's no lag, and you can stream in HD with no problem. ExpressVPN is compatible with all your devices, phones, media consoles, smart TVs, and more. So you can watch what you want on the go or on the big screen wherever you are, and this is what you do. And you can go in the description of the video today, and you can do this. You visit the special link right now. What's that link? expressvpn.com/SEN. And you can get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. Support the show, watch what you want, and protect yourself at expressvpn.com/SEN. Okay. So, and that's in the link below. So go ahead and check that out. And I know a lot of people have been doing it too. A lot of people have been saying, "Oh, you know what? I didn't even know about this until you guys started talking about it." Because we've been with ExpressVPN for a little bit now. So go and check it out, everybody. Do it. All right, cool. You can turn that Schmoebot back on. Streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown, everybody. Get your questions in because we are going to go through not a lot of stories, not a lot of news, so we're just going to be taking your questions and your Schmoebots and any impressions, or like I said, the goal today at 600 is a 2-hour special of myself and Mark talking Star Wars. So, okay. All right, what's next?
I mean, we don't have any stories, but Kristian,
We don't have any stories? Well,
I got one. It was trending today. Stranger Things released a bunch of the new cast for the upcoming season 4, and Robert Englund is headlining or helming the cast. AKA Victor Creel is a disturbed and intimidating man who's imprisoned in a psychiatric hospital for a gruesome murder in the 1950s. So this is what I call nostalgia here. So are you guys looking forward to season 4 of Stranger Things?
Yes. It's been. I thought season 3 was really good. I thought 2 was okay. I thought 1 was great. I thought 2 was okay. I thought 3 was pretty awesome. So, and I thought it tied off nicely. So Reilly, you're the resident Stranger Things nutball. What do you think?
The addition of Robert Englund playing a demented killer imprisoned. Yeah, how the hell is he going to be involved in this? That's great. And it's that leaning into the nostalgia. You know, there's Star Wars, and then there's Stranger Things, where that's what they do, and that's kind of the fun. And I think they know exactly what they're doing with Robert Englund. I don't know a lot of these other. I know there's I pulled up the article. There are a lot of new people joining the
Solskjaer 1999 donated $20. Can we get Arnie as Dutch and Anaconda Brett trying to separate Billy from the boys and the other Billy from Predator who are arguing over who's the toughest Billy? Jungle Billy Brawl.
Okay, so which
Billy's?
Exactly.
That's Billy from the Predator.
No, I think he's just on the corner. I think so. We'll have Anaconda Brett. I don't have that old music though. I don't know where that went.
Anaconda Brett?
Yeah, there's music for Anaconda Brett.
It's John Voight's horrible accent in Anaconda.
Yeah, which is why I don't have it right now because I have to delete some music and I deleted it. Oh no, I do have it.
In the 90s, it was spot on.
Yes.
On the toughest Billy. On the top. Let me at him.
Oh, well, how can you handle a snake, Billy? Because that's your first test.
Only a snake. I can defeat him like a soup.
You're both stupid. Here's the thing. You had Billy, my Billy. He stood there with no shirt on, long black hair, staring at them, going, and he's cut himself all the way down his chest. And I said, Billy, come on, Billy. He was not listening. So he had it in his mind. He knew he was going to kill him. This one, he looks like he's going to a pizza bagel place in 1922. Not necessary. Fuck you.
Fuck me. Fuck you. I'm out of here.
I guess he's out, so you got it, man.
Thank you so much. Alex, I was hoping that you could just grab some stories from Dark Horizons if there's anything else. So because
I'm looking at it.
Here's something. So Disney is pushing more films to Disney Plus. Now I didn't get to chime in yesterday on the. I was supposed to be on, and just some things kind of came up.
Either.
I didn't get to chime in on the Wonder Woman discussion, so I don't know where everybody landed on it. I will tell you that I tweeted out about it, and I stand by what I've been saying on this show for months. I know that people have been saying, all this does is really, it takes, the one thing I will say that I didn't say in the tweet, what sucks is that they should just release it to everybody at the same time. I know they're going to release it to some countries a little earlier, and then there's potential for spoilers and that stuff. I think that's silly. I think they should release it all at the same time for everybody. And I know that not all the other countries, by the way, have HBO Max, right? So is that the case? I'm not sure, but everybody should get it at the same time. Now, what I will tell you is that with Wonder Woman coming out on HBO Max, I think that it's a good move. I think that because right now cases are going up, all this stuff is happening. You're not going to find me anywhere near a movie theater, anywhere close. But there are other countries where it's not as bad as it is in the States, and that if you can see it in the theater and it's safe and you feel safe and you feel that you and your family or whoever is safe, then you can do it, then go ahead and do it. And at least you have the opportunity to do it. I just don't know how long movie theaters are going to be able to sustain. And another thing is studios have to sustain plans of how they're going to continue to keep making films. So people are like, they should just push it to 2021 and just see where it lands, because you get the vaccine and everything too. You don't know where it's going to land. And by the time you get to, all right, well, look, we have all these other movies that we want to put out. We have all these other plans. We're building up subscribers on HBO Max. More people are coming over. We're doing basically what Netflix is doing now. We're starting to make movies directly to Netflix. However, we have bigger IPs than Netflix have. We have star contracts, and we have things that we can put into play that Netflix, Netflix has big stars, but you know what I'm saying? Like they have access to all these things, and they can. Streaming to me is the new way of things how they be done. We just don't want to release ourselves from the theater experience, and I understand that it's part of our culture. It's been part of us for so long that we don't want to let go of it. But right now, there's got to be the competition's is already happening. Netflix is already putting out stuff. Disney Plus is starting. Black Widow is going to be announced probably tomorrow on streaming.
Yeah.
Iger
said that.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Hinting at that. So yeah.
I'm telling you. I think it'd be stupid for them to do that same Mulan plan. Don't do that. Don't do that $30 stupid thing.
That's what I'm wondering. Is like, are you surprised that it's not VOD or HBO Max plus like a $10 rental? Because I feel like if it was 10 or 15 or 20 bucks, people
10.
would still. Yeah, just like
I would do 10. If you gave like an extra if it's Disney Plus and $9.99 to unlock it, great.
Yeah,
because
that's easy.
Because I'm just paying. I'm basically paying $17 or $18.
Dick donated $20. Hi Ryan, welcome to the show. Will you be the one telling us what black people do and don't like now that Airbase 3 is gone? I have to go to a friend's house to replace drywall after he hung a 72-inch TV with toggle bolts and it crashed off the wall, destroying it.
I won't be that.
Hey crew. Do you guys think we will ever see time travel in a live-action Star Wars film, and if so, how do you want it to be done?
I mean, they already did it. They did it in Rebels. They did it in Rebels through like the kind of through the time warp of whatever that
world
gate
within
was.
world.
Yeah. So. Will they ever do it? They've done it before. Will they do it in Star Wars films? Probably not. But is it possible that it pops up in another one of these series? Look, originally when we used to talk about Reilly, when we used to talk about Filoni before the streaming and all that was even an option, we used to talk about him doing movies and getting his own film. Well, for me, it's now I want him to get his own live action show. I want him to run his own show. Maybe now, by the way, they rumor that Ahsoka is going to have her own show. There's a rumor out there, so maybe he just takes over that show.
I mean, that's kind of my guess.
Yeah,
if she's coming in, and there is that rumor, and there's so many options. We talked about it on Cantina,
right?
Different, now where we could go with all these different characters popping up. Yeah, I would put money that they've had this maybe in the works for quite some time now.
Yeah, and there's also a possibility. And by the way, and I haven't watched yet, but even in the trailer, the Lego special does time travel also. So
Right.
I was gonna say, yeah, the holiday special.
did you watch it?
I did.
Did you like it?
I really liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to check it out. But going back to this conversation about the streaming, I don't know where everybody landed. And Goddard, you weren't on Goddard. Was he taking a dump? All right, so,
Taking something.
Yeah, Goddard, where did you land with how this all?
It's bittersweet because I think I'm with you where like I think it is the right move. I'm just hoping that it makes some kind of money, with either subscriptions or however they're doing it. Limited theater release. I don't want to say I hope people go see it in theaters because I realize how bad it is right now, but it's just unfortunate that it's come to this. Like this should have been done and dealt with if people would have just been responsible or been caring about their fellow man or person. But they haven't been, so we're here now. So it sucks.
Honestly,
but
Wonder
I'm
Woman
with it.
1984 shouldn't be released in US theaters and done as HBO Max exclusive only here because as Americans would definitely flock to theaters when it's definitely not safe now. That being said, HBO Max better get 4K support added soon.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That's a threat.
Very true.
But and what I will say though is I do understand the frustration that comes with the filmmakers, when you're making a movie that is like Patty Jenkins, I'm sure, and she rightfully should be upset about this because she didn't make this movie for streaming. She made it for the theater. She made it for.
Baby Ioda donated $20. I used the Force to determine what eggs were not going to make it, so all the haters be quiet and eat some crate dragon.
Thank you.
Yep. Good advice.
Appreciate that. Yeah, it's great advice. But yeah, so I do understand that frustration. I just looking at it at the other side from there has to be a new plan. You have to look at things and say, all right, this is one of our big movies that we have. And Ben, to answer your question, will they take a loss because the movie itself was meant to bring in box office dollars? Yeah, sure. But if you're able to say, all right, look, maybe what we do here is we throw some of the marketing dollars in HBO Max at this movie that we were going to use to market it out in theaters, right? And then the money that we are going to take a loss, but maybe how much will we make up with it when we get from HBO Max subscribers? The only problem is that it's only going to be on HBO Max for like a month.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was weird.
Move.
Yeah, that was.
So that to me is a weird move because you could sign up for like a month trial and then say peace out, motherfucker.
Right.
Right. So
like
unless
with
you
YouTube Red after Cobra Kai.
After Cobra Kai, right? And so and some people did that for Mandalorian, and I think that Disney Plus is starting to add more things that. Look, if Disney Plus starts adding their movies and starts making movies and starts making Marvel movies and Star Wars movies for Disney Plus, and that figure of all those different subscribers coming in is going to be reality faster than 2025. But it is we do forget it is also about the nostalgic wanting to hold on to our culture with movie theaters, the experience, the taking in and being lost and not sitting in your living room for a second and you kind of go into a different place and you zoom in and you're lost inside of the world when you're in a movie theater with the sound and everything. Some people have great home theaters too, but it's not the same.
It's not the same. When you're with everybody that wants that same experience and that shared experience, and we have the worst pandemic, then we can't do that.
So
you can't sit next to your friend.
I just think though, because of this and everything that's going on, and look, streaming was going to be a thing, and there were rumors about the theaters in trouble before the pandemic.
Yeah, exactly.
So with the pandemic, I don't know where AMC stands right now. I don't know where they will stand. This certainly doesn't help them at all. Even though they're going to.
The AMC CEO did say that the theater chain is fully on board with the release plan.
Okay.
Interestingly, they did say that they're good with it.
Maybe because they're also getting it.
Yeah.
They're going to get some.
They are. There was an issue. If you read the press release, I mean, to see the relationship between, the theaters, the exhibitors, and the studios is. I mean, they made a point to say, we're very, very cautious. We with our relationships with everybody, with the exhibitors, with the theaters. We always want to be there. This is what we want to do. Always, always, always. But because of everything, we're putting it on here.
Right.
So that goes to the month, I guess, long, whatever that is. before they pull it.
Yeah, agreed.
I wonder how many people do the trial and dip, as opposed to, I mean, like once I had Netflix for years when it was just horrible, and it was just because the kids could watch some knockoffs of some cartoons, some regular ones and stuff, right? But I mean, I still held on to it. I mean, I think there's so much content on HBO Max that I think that people might go, oh, I'll hold on to this, or I think. Personally, I think most people don't do the subscribe and dip, but I don't know. I think it's a and you can do it on Amazon now. You can access it on Amazon or soon.
What was that?
It was a Baby Yoda fart.
Oh man! All right, good for you.
It sounds like it hurt.
It's an elephant fart.
I'm gonna have to go check.
Oh, this show sometimes, I swear. All right, we have a lot going on here, guys. We're only going until 11:30 today. Like I said, setting a goal here for 600 for myself and Reilly to do a 2-hour Star Wars show. We're about 400 away from that, I would say, at the moment. So just to let everybody know, we are doing some more stories. There's some more things going on. As I said before, there's going to be a push from Disney Plus to push more films. There's no final decision. Disney is reportedly looking at pushing a number of its upcoming tentpole films directly to Disney Plus instead of their planned theatrical releases that were envisioned when the films were developed and greenlit. Which films? Well, 3 live-action adaptations of their earlier animated fare. Specifically, Cruella, Stone. I could see that. I thought that was Disney Plus in the first place.
Yeah,
I thought it was too.
Yeah. Pinocchio with Tom Hanks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Peter Pan and Wendy are the ones.
Peter Pan and Wendy, huh?
Those are the ones that were talked about at the moment. So I think you're going to start to see, though, for at least for the time being, and I think that this was already said, and if it was, forgive me but I think that Disney Plus is going to shift and start putting more television shows into production and start developing more shows on their big IPs. Like I know they've got Percy Jackson that they're going to do a TV series for. They've got all these Star Wars shows. They have Marvel shows. I think that's the plan for the time being, because they really, and it seems like they're doing it so far, they can really start hooking people in to subscribe if they start doing these shows and getting them out there. It only takes about a year. I mean, not to develop them, obviously, but it looks like it's a year. The difference with film, with the films and everything, it takes, from the second you go into pre-production and everything, you're looking at, unless you rush it, it's like between 2 years to 3 years.
Yeah.
And with what they've done with television, Mandalorian gets it out there in about a year, because you can keep working as each episode goes out. So they're working on when episode 1 goes up, they're working on episode 2 and 3 and 4 during all that time. So they have that extra time to do that, and that's the plan that I think that they should stick by. I think they're gonna stick by, and I think people are just gonna have to get on board with streaming, because I think it's taking over theaters. Everybody, I'm sorry.
It keeps you subscribed longer too. Like it's that weekly. That's why this Wonder Woman news was just so like, oh really? Like that. It feels like a last resort, because it's a movie. It's a one-off. You can do the trial and dip. Luckily for them, if they do bigger movies later down the line, those people who did the trial won't be able to do that. They'll have to pay again, but that is the issue, and it's just way better for TV than it is for movies.
Yeah, you're right, because you can take off. You can take off after you watch it, but they can start developing some new things, and I think that that's another strategy that HBO Max might start doing, because there are some ideas for television series, and you obviously got the Batman series that they're working on, and there's other series that they're working on that they could try to work on, that they could maneuver and pivot. I mean, I think you do. When anytime you're in competition with other people, you're looking at what's working. You don't try to. I think a lot of the bad times, what people do is they try to mimic. Oh, what's working right now? A man with a trash can on his head. So let's all do trash can head movies. And it's like no. You got to do, if you can do a trash can head movie that makes sense, and you're the right director and you're the right writer, and it's that's how you do it. You don't just mimic it because it's a hot trend. But when you see, I was like, look at what this series is doing. Look what I think that's what Disney Plus did when they looked at Netflix. Look how Netflix is doing their series and the stars that they have. I watched this show, by the way. So, are you guys watching on Hulu? Anybody watching A Teacher?
No. I've been watching it.
It's good, right?
It's saucy. Yeah.
It's saucy, but it's really good. It's really good, and so for those people who don't know, it's not a true story. It's based off of a 2013 film. It stars Kate Mara and what's the kid's name? Nick Robinson? Is that his name?
Nick Robinson. Yeah, he was in
Love, Simon.
Love, Simon. Right.
So that kid's great, by the way. He's a great actor.
He's blown up.
Really, really like that kid a lot, and he's plays a high school senior, even though he's 25, but he still he looks young. And he's in school. Kate Mara's this new teacher, and they wind up having an affair. She's like 38, 39 years old. He's 17, and my wife turns to me. She's like, as we're in episode 4, and they're like doing it in a car or something, and she goes, kind of messed up though. That
donated $20. Wait, Harloff, are you greenlighting my movie or perhaps my debut in the Schmoedown?
Yes, the Schmoedown.
The Schmoedown.
The Schmoedown. I absolutely am.
I'm gonna start calling it that.
But my wife had turned to me at one point and goes, "Isn't it like the fact that like this? If a guy teacher does this and it's fucking creepy, and she's like, but they're making it like it's really hot here." And I go, look, here's the difference. If you're 17 or 18 years old and you're thinking about this, then yeah, banging your 37-year-old hot teacher, of course. You're like, oh, and he literally at one point looks in the mirror and goes, I'm the fucking man. Right? And as a kid, yeah, but as a parent, when you think about it, it's fucked up and really fucked up because it mentally really screws with the, no pun intended, the kid's head, messes with everything and just completely mentally damages this kid. So it's a different thing. The way that they're kind of it's set up is their double standard, maybe so completely, but it doesn't change the fact of consequences and what happens and in general what you do to your life when you do shit like this. So, but anyway, the reason I bring this up is it ties into, they kept showing this, and Hulu F-bombs all over the place,
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, pretty graphic sex. But there's this ad for this show that Ryan Felipe is on ABC. And I like Ryan Felipe a lot. My wife watched a minute and a half of it last night. It's on ABC, not on Hulu, on ABC.
Uh-oh.
Garbage.
Really?
It is. I couldn't watch past a minute. Dude, the TV network fucking directing and writing, it's so clear. It is so clear that this is on the networks. All the networks. I mean, it was comical. The from the set design to what the people were wearing, to the dialogue, to these quick, ridiculous faces that they're making, and it goes into the conversation, a long-winded way of doing it, but like of how network television just doesn't work anymore, and like the streaming of what Netflix was able to do, and basically take these films and make Stranger Things is a film. It's a right. Season 1. It's a film. The directors will tell you that season 2 is a film. These episodes of Mandalorian, they're little films because of the budget, because of the acting, because of the scale. Right. And ABC, NBC, and CBS, they can't hang anymore.
It's more of like a broadcast thing, would you say? Because I give FX, which is now Hulu, the exception with like a Fargo. That is still like a network show that's really high quality.
But that's not even. But I'm talking about the big commercial
broadcast. Right?
Yeah, because FX is still cable, and you can get away. You can get away with doing, and you can break some of the rules too. And you don't have those big corporate sponsors the way that you do on ABC, NBC. You can't get away with stuff. And like you remember back in the day, like NYPD Blue was the risky thing because Dennis Franz shows his ass bag, at one point. And it's like you can't. that's the biggest thing.
Do you remember the comedian? I don't know what there was a comedian back when we were doing Luna Park, and I can't remember his name, but he goes, "It's just ridiculous how they throw in these curse words. It's like, what kind of an ass cock shit thing are you doing?"
It was Rich. It was Rich Evans, I think it was.
Yeah,
this is a South Park episode when like cable started to be able to say shit, and they just kept saying shit. So like the apocalypse happened because people were saying shit too much.
Right. Yeah, but I mean I just think that they can't compete. That's why their big shows are shows like The Bachelor and shows, these big reality TV shows or other types. They can't hang with scripted anymore. They'll still make them and they'll still keep making them. And there's some of the ones that work are like the single camera comedy shows. They can still pull those off. Those can still be pulled off if done well with the same writers, but it's rare to get like Lost and to get those.
I was gonna say, when's the last time I watched
This Is Us? This Is Us.
This Is Us. Yeah, This Is Us.
It's the only one I can think of that's not doctor or police,
right?
Because they have like the Chicago Night, Fire, PD, and hospital all back to back. But other than that, it's literally like that. It's either hospital, cop, fire department, or This Is Us, and that's it. That's all I can think of.
This is a good example, though. There are a few exceptions, right? But even that's inside, and that's coming off the Parenthood, like that captured the Parenthood audience. It's certainly Parenthood was my wife's favorite show. Yeah, it was a good show. It was my wife's favorite show, and then once that ended, she jumped to This Is Us because it fit that audience. It got that audience. It's essentially the same tone, just a little different inside of the format. But there certainly are some shows that are still doing okay, but it's not like how it was back in like the 80s and 90s where it was that there's just too many options now and too much you can do. And I think The Sopranos really was what started it all off.
Yeah,
Sopranos is what changed it and showed, this is what you can do on television now. You don't have, because in the mid 90s that would have been a movie. The Sopranos would have been a movie, and that would have been it. But David Chase took it to television. They and then Breaking Bad, and look at everything what has happened since. And I hate to say it, because I was always a film person over TV. I just prefer television now over movies for a lot of stuff. There are still some great movies that I love, and I love watching movies, and I still will continue to watch movies, but I get more of an investment as the viewer into shows that I'm hooked into because I continue to watch these characters that I love. I get journeys. I get to watch them on what they're doing. So who knows?
Yeah.
Alex, is there anything else?
Yeah, you want to talk about Coming to America? It finally got a release date in March 5. It'll be dropping on March 5, and it was supposed to come out in originally August this year, and then moved to December.
Yeah.
And then in last month, Amazon acquired the distribution rights, and so it'll be released on Prime Video in March.
I was hoping for.
I'm surprised it's that late. Okay. I figured wasn't like 150 million that they bought it for.
They probably wanted to get they wanted to probably give it enough push, a little bit more marketing. They probably wanted to. I don't know, because Amazon's not going to release it in movie theaters, right? Or maybe they're trying to. Maybe that's why they pushed it back.
It's excluding countries where Paramount will handle theatrical distribution. So internationally, it could be in theaters, but as of right now, it doesn't.
Just going to be Amazon. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So, I thought it was going to be December because I thought it was. I'm kind of bummed that it's not in December, but we're still getting it. So that's all I care about.
I mean, you look at Borat. Like, I think they built that up enough. It had its week or two of fame and acclaim, and now we've kind of moved on. I think if they just dropped it in December, where it's already getting a little crowded, you might not get that effect.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the tweet that it was like, I am no longer impressed that Sacha Baron Cohen fooled Rudy Giuliani?
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I mean, we probably should talk about this because he's show for the last 3 weeks. Yeah.
He's melting.
This has nothing to do with politics, though, guys. I mean, I know that overall it does inside of it, so we're not really going to dive deep into the. No one knows what the real press conference was about, so it doesn't really matter. But there's some comedy gold in there. First of all, it seemed like a Saturday Night Live sketch. Second of all, it will become a Saturday Night Live sketch. Yeah. You know that whoever's playing Giuliani, please don't let it. It can't be Kate McKinnon. It can't. Please don't let it be
McKinnon doing it. It's gonna be.
It was a terrible impression. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you that my impression's good. It's not. But but you know, she's just doing a Kate McKinnon character, but she's saying she's Rudy Giuliani. Like let's get somebody to do it and have just mountains of sweat.
Just go full Carrie.
Yeah. Do you? Oh, so someone included me on this, and I have to play it. I have to play this. I don't think anybody saw the really most disgusting part about that whole thing. Of what and Henry Winkler. Yeah. Henry Winkler tweeted it out also, which was even better. I have to play this for you
Let
guys.
me stop sharing real quick.
Yeah. Just wait. As soon as I find it, I'll play it. But it is something. It is something.
Is it a video
to see.
or?
It's part of the conference, dude. It's part of
okay.
the conference. Yeah. I'll find it. Just give me a second. As soon as I find it.
Was it hair dye guy? Like what was the
I don't want to spoil it. I have to let you know as soon as I. Shit, what the fuck is it? But anyway, just watching it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because he's quoting like have you ever seen My Cousin Vinny? It's and it's that line where he says
my favorite law movie.
Oh, my favorite law movie, and he says how many fingers? How many fingers? He shows this weird voice, and it's like what you can see his mind like jumping out of his head and going, no, I don't want to live here anymore.
Do you want your lawyer saying that's his favorite law movie?
Right.
Yeah. Didn't know you were gonna get a My Cousin Vinny review in the press conference.
Oh. Yeah. Oh shit! I can't find it.
Probably one of the most authentic law movies of all.
Ever.
When Marissa Tomei gets on the stand and talks about car parts, it's amazing.
Do you think Legally Blonde? I mean, come on, people.
Marissa Tomei.
Don't.
Yeah, Marissa Tomei. I let her trap me in a hotel room. I'll tell you that. Okay, I found it. I just got to get the code, and I'll share it with you guys. And I'm sure that a lot of you guys have already seen this before, but I just went straight to Henry Winkler's thing, so you guys can watch it along with me when I get to the Fonz's Twitter. But yeah, Reilly, when you see this, I want to get your reaction to this because this is it's really fantastic. Hold on a second.
Oh boy!
And I have actually somebody doing like a watch along with it too, which is even better. All right, here we go, guys. So this was part of the conference yesterday.
Just stop sharing.
Yeah, I'm gonna start. Yeah, please stop sharing. So I'm gonna.
There you go.
I'm ready.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So this is from Henry Winkler who shared this. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So watch. Just keep your eyes on Rudy the whole time.
Yo, takes out the handkerchief.
Oh my gosh.
Takes it booger side in, smears his hands all over it. His lips. Oh, his face. Son, he's wiping snot all over his face, smearing his hands into it. Looks like shit, bro. You can touch the podium. Yo, watch my man's over here.
Watch my man's.
Takes out the handkerchief.
Oh.
Blowing his nose. Takes it booger side. Smears his hands all over it.
Oh.
Wipes it into his lips. All over his face.
It's something else. I mean,
We're in a pandemic.
Oh, come on.
Oh my God.
Man.
It's a riot though. I mean,
Somebody told me.
Oh.
Jesus.
Anyway, all right, let's try. You can share your thing again. Streamlabs.com/Schmoedown. We got a half an hour left, and we are just around 400 away from Reilly and I doing another show. So if you're able to, anything you want to say, we're gonna go into your comments. So right now, so get your comments in there. Streamlabs.com/the_Schmoedown. Anything that you want to bring up today regarding anything on topic, anything you want to talk about, go ahead. Streamlabs.com/the_Schmoedown. All right, what do we got, Alex?
All right, C3P Diddy says, my son might be born today. I'm so excited. I just had to tell the Schmoedown Entertainment Network.
Oh,
yes.
And before we do that, if we can turn the Schmobot off actually for a second. I'm sorry. Yep. Brett, there's something else that you've been working on that you've been getting your head in a different space, if I might say.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, again, it's stressful times, people. Watching people boogers all over their faces really can kind of put you on edge. 2020 has challenged every one of us, and that's where Headspace comes in. Headspace is your daily dose of mindfulness in the form of guided meditations and is easy to use on an app. Headspace is the one and only meditation app that advanced in the field of mindfulness and medication through clinically validated research. So, whatever your situation, Headspace really can help you feel better. Overwhelmed? Headspace has a 3-minute SOS meditation for you. Need help falling asleep? Headspace has wind-down sessions their members swear by. And for parents, Headspace has morning meditations for you to do with your kids. Headspace's approach to mindfulness can reduce stress, improve sleep, boost focus, and increase your overall sense of being. Dude, I love this. I need to chill out. I'm getting out of this habit of just getting up and kind of quickly getting ready to do the show. I'm taking some time in the morning and doing some meditation to get myself in a good headspace. And I love the fact that they have things like, there's one, if you wake up in the middle of the night and I have the problem where I can't get back to sleep because that's where I'm mind racing, they have stuff for that. It's a great app and you should check it out. Headspace is backed by 25 published studies on its benefits, 600,000 5-star reviews, and over 60 million downloads. Headspace makes it easy for you to build a life-changing meditation practice with mindfulness that works for you on your schedule, anytime, anywhere. Listen, people, you deserve to be happy, and Headspace is meditation made simple. Go to headspace.com/SEN Live. What's that, Brett? That's headspace.com/SEN Live for a free 1-month trial with access to Headspace's full library of meditations for every situation. This is the best offer they're offering right now. Head to headspace.com/SEN Live today. Get your Headspace together.
Thank you, Brett.
Thank you,
glad.
Brett. Yeah.
I always that's one of the reasons why when, like you said, Brett, we're the one that makes sure we got to give these to the stressed out gentlemen on the show, and but there's a reason why, and you seem, and I'm talking to you about it, you're like, I love this thing, man. I was like, we'll talk about it. Tell him, let him know, and he did. So thank you so much. Okay, all right, Alex, let's turn the Schmoebot back on. Want to hear from you guys? It's Friday, so shout them on out. Streamlabs.com/Schmoedown. As we round out the show, we got about half an hour left. What do we got?
All right, C3P Diddy said, my son might be born today, so congratulations, C3P Diddy. Best of luck. Mr. Anus, he's back.
Oh.
Is this kind of spoilery, Kristian? Do you want me to read this one?
Let me see. Well, I haven't looked at it yet. Let me see.
I'll skip to the next one while you read that one. Marvel Man Mike says, more like Mandalorian, am I right? Feels increasingly like I'm crazy, but I was thrilled by new Star Trek and practically asleep during Mando.
Oh, man.
Just my opinion. I'm glad it's pleasing the Star Wars fans.
Well, that's it. Yeah. I mean, I love comments like this. It's like I don't agree with him, but that's what a way to say it. It's like, look, I'm glad you guys like it. I'm not digging it, and that's totally. Thank you for sharing it that way. But I think Mr. Anus is all right.
Okay, Mr. Anus. How sadistic and badass is Cara Dune? She seemed to have such a blast this episode. She may have even been the lead more than Mando. Also, what's up, Superman?
Oh, Superman.
Superman.
Oh, Superman.
So not going into the full thing, but yeah, obviously with as you've seen in tweets and all that Carl Weathers directed it, and you have the character of Gina Carano's Cara Dune, and it is. We'll just say if you saw what she did in the last season, then you'll see a lot more of that character and what that character is able to do. So I did think this is something that was reported, and I think that we'll see more of as the series goes on, is that there will be a lot of focus on other characters. Mando is in this significantly, but I think as that's the whole point. That's why when Tim Sims' friend, I don't really necessarily understand that all the way through, because we've learned and met new characters along the way, so much so that we have trust in those characters to take us through adventures without our lead character should we need it. And I think that's why this show does expand and does world build and character build way more than anything that we've seen in a very long time. Okay, what's next?
Okay, Marvel Man Mike also says, on the positive side, I loved the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. Closest in tone to what I like about Star Wars since the original trilogy, plus hilarious and heartwarming. Strong recommend. See, I'm not totally anti-Star Wars. Trek is still better, though.
Oof, I don't know about that. But respect your opinion. All right, next one.
Next one. All right, from the last drop of pee.
Oh.
All right, let's have fun with this one. It's me, the last drop of pee. Shake all you want, I just won't flee. Please, please, just don't dab. All I want to do is collab. That's why I paid for this Streamlab. With you, I will always stick. Whether I'm a drip in your pants or on the tip of that dick. Okay,
Alex, you really got into that one, pal. All right. What's next?
Okay, Trouser Snake J Concho says, Hola, amigos. I am a big fan since day one. Have you heard Trump reading The Story of Dark Plagueis? It fits him so well. Not trying to get political. Would you ever consider playing it? It's a short clip and would fit today's Star Wars show.
I don't even know where it is. Trump reading Darth Plagueis?
Really? I bet it's a bunch of words.
Oh, let me see. Trump
I need to hear that.
I can't picture him saying Sith or legend.
Here it is. It's only 40 minutes.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? I thought not. It's not a story the Jedi would tell you. It's a Sith legend. Darth Plagueis was a Dark Lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise he could use the Force to influence the midichlorians to create life. He had such a knowledge of the dark side that he could even keep the ones he cared about from dying. The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. He became so powerful. The only thing he was afraid of was losing his power, which eventually, of course, he did. Unfortunately, he taught his apprentice everything he knew. Then his apprentice killed him in his
Zombie
sleep.
Cubed donated $20. My cousin Vinny is actually one of the most accurate representation of courtroom dramatizations in movies. Check out Legal Eagle's YouTube channel where he reacts to the movie and gives it a high grade for legal accuracy. Love the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so that was by the way, that whole thing, thank you for that wonderful Shmoedown.
Just killed my joke, I guess.
But this whole thing, the voice in the video was entirely computer generated using a text-to-speech model trained on the speech patterns of Donald Trump. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
I was going to say, if Trump was reading that, let's hear about Darth Plagueis the Wise, this loser who died.
Yeah.
But it was pretty crazy, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, the voice sounded pretty good. Sounded better. I was like, is someone doing an impression? I was like, no, the impression's too good.
Right.
It's like, it sounds just like
That was weird.
It's good. Deadpool 3 apparently says Marvel and Ryan Reynolds tapped the Molyneux sisters to pen the sequel.
Ooh.
This is from Deadline.
Is it taking place during Endgame?
I'll tell you right now. As Disney continues to figure out what to do with Fox properties they acquired in the merger, one of the biggest IPs, Deadpool, looks to be gaining momentum. Sources tell Deadline
First rate Nate donated $250.
Oh my God!
Wow!
Just
Wow,
because
Nate.
I love talking Star Wars and Reilly's Cantina.
Wow! Well,
Nice.
We
did it.
Wow.
Almost did it.
Almost did it?
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
still
Freaking rock, dude.
What did I say?
First rate Nate.
We're about So we're right now after that wonderful donation. We are now about $130 away.
Ah, easy.
We're $130 away. So that was a big step. That jumped us up. So thank you so much. That was big. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you.
Huge. Awesome.
Huge. Thank you so much. All right, let's. That was awesome. So where was I? Okay, this Deadpool thing. Sources tell Deadline that Wendy Molyneux and Lizzie Molyneux are to write Deadpool 3 with Reynolds set to reprise his role as the wisecracking superhero. Writer meetings have been taking place over the past month, with Reynolds recently meeting with a handful of writers to hear that pitch for the next installment. In the end, the studio and Reynolds saw the sisters take as the perfect fit for what they wanted. The film's in early development, but the hiring of the sisters does mark the first major step in setting the next Deadpool film into production. It marks the first Deadpool film where Marvel Studios are going to work hand in hand with Reynolds and the team. Fans are sure to be excited at Marvel President Kevin Feige's involvement after seeing how he helped revamp the Spider-Man franchise after coming on. See, I wouldn't be so bold as to say that because I think Spider-Man needed the help. I don't think Deadpool needed the help yet. But
Right.
That's why I wouldn't have made that statement. But besides Reynolds' return, there are so many factors being worked on that include tones, blah 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 blah. Well, nonetheless, it's coming back, and it's going to make it's coming back.
I think they wrote some of Bob's Burgers. I think they have a new animated show coming out next year called The Great North. Definitely big writers of comedy.
Well, also big fan of First Rate Nate. Thank you, Nate, for that wonderful donation.
Thank you, Nate. That was
jumped us up tremendously. We've got about 20 minutes to try to hit that goal, Riley, and I think we might hit it. So
we could do this. I know, right? Let's come on.
All right. So if you guys have anything else, streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown, guys, get your questions in there. Anything that you want to talk about, let's start doing it. We got about 22 minutes left before we end the show. All right. What's let's see where
I got the next one from Robert Yamagata.
Yep.
Saying, anybody seen the much anticipated Chaos Walking trailer with Daisy Ridley and Tom Holland? I can see why it's been delayed for 3 years. What's up, Brett?
Didn't you guys talk about this yesterday?
Yep.
Talked about
yesterday.
What'd you guys think about it?
We didn't want to see a pandemic.
Yeah, I know, but I thought it looked pretty great though from what I saw. Like there was I'm always gonna be excited for new sci-fi.
Yeah.
And Daisy Ridley with blonde hair, I'm on board.
Yeah. Like I said yesterday, I think this movie has every element to be an incredible sci-fi movie, but the troubled production history and it coming out in January makes me think otherwise.
Interesting.
Release date, but we'll see too. With I know it was pushed a number of times. It's Doug Liman, and I tend to like Doug Liman's directing, and hopefully he can pull it together. So cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, and Tom Holland was really good in The Devil All the Time.
Oh yeah, how was that movie? Was it good?
I loved it. It's depressing as all hell,
Dark.
but it's like it's my type of movie, so I freaking loved it. And Tom Holland's great in it, and like just him being in the forest like that reminded me of that movie. So I'm like, okay, cool. He likes the forest. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
What's next here?
I'm gonna jump into
Super
chats because that's all the Streamlabs we have now. So make sure you guys get in your Streamlabs now. Jalen Turner says, Beskar or Vibranium? Pick your armor.
Ooh, man.
Mando season 2 is crushing it. I feel like a child watching again. I feel like a child again watching this on Friday mornings.
Oh shit. That's tough, man. That's tough. You still have to go with adamantium because there's more whatever it is.
Vibranium.
Vibranium. Oh, is that what he asked?
Different.
Oh, same. Listen to the same
Yeah.
thing.
First Rate Nate donated $160.
First Nate
Oh,
again.
there
Are
you
you
go.
liking
Gosh,
Ludwig's music more than the sequel era John Williams?
Oh no.
Yes.
First
am,
Rate
I
Nate.
am.
Well,
Good
First
question.
Nate Rate.
Straight Nate.
We just hit the goal.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Riley,
That's
week
all
of
it.
December 1st, we're going to be doing our show.
We got it. All
First,
right.
and
Thank
that's
you
all.
so much,
and,
Nate.
You know, Riley, will you make a note that we should dedicate the show to First Rate Nate?
We should.
Yeah,
Yep.
on that
will.
one we'll do like a First Rate Nate in the YouTube comments, 'cause I don't want you to donate any more money here. Just whatever you want, you tell us on the show what topic you want us to cover in Star Wars, and we'll cover it.
Hit me
for
on
you.
Twitter, dude.
The
Yeah,
underscore
yeah.
K underscore Wolf donated $20. Today is my birthday, and since there is one half of my favorite Schmoedown team on the show, salute to you, Riley. Can I get a happy birthday from Angry Riley and Russian Ben?
Sure. But yes, you can hold on for a second on that because I want to answer Nate's question. Do you like Ludwig's music more than the sequel era John Williams? I think it's more memorable. If that can be answered. I mean, I think that if you hummed, although Ray's theme is
Ray's theme.
Ray's theme's pretty memorable, but I think that da-dun, da-da-da, da-da, I think that's starting to be like I whistled that the other day in my kitchen, and my daughter goes, Mandalorian. And it's like it's very recognizable. I think that it might be. I have to go back and check it all out, and I think that the episode 9 music, by the way, is actually very good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's really good.
So I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's a little more recognizable.
I can't go there yet just because Ray's theme it leaped into the top 5 of all time. It's one of the most beautiful themes that he's done. And then his arrangements throughout. And he said Rise of Skywalker bringing in, talk about nostalgia. There's a lot of cues from all the series, and it just was.
Well, it's just that the Mandalorian, it's
feels
captured,
different. It's totally
but it's
different.
captured. It's different. It's just captured that feel of a Western. Like there's certain times when he just walks in, and I love the reuse of themes though too. It always bugs me sometimes when composers feel like, oh, I want to just try something else instead of revisiting the theme that I put in there that could actually work at this moment. You know, like he revisits the same theme when it's relevant to the scene itself. You know, whether he's on.
Yeah, there's a cue that he's doing at the end of the episode that I liken to the child, that you hear it and you're like, everything's cool now. It's a very soft theme. I tie it to the child, and he's playing that every time to kind of button the end of the episode, almost like subconsciously, and you're hearing it. The audience is like, oh, we're safe now. Everything's cool. Everything's wrapped up. We're moving on.
Watch the gallery with him. It's. I watched it again.
yeah.
I made the kids watch it, and I just think it was so. It just the way he started out with these big recorders to get the thing, and locked himself in this room and get all the instruments, and then brought in the orchestra. And they was talking to Favreau about how they, say what you will about the Star Wars films and things, that the music, everybody remembers the music, and they didn't want to copy it. They wanted to give homage to it, but have its own thing. And it's really interesting, his process. I checked that out.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Oh yeah, and I think just Williams has more themes to play around with, but yeah, Göransson is just like honing in on this major theme, and like it's so iconic already. Like I even like rapped over it and covered it for one of my streams before, and it's just like it's so freaking cool.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. He's great, man. I'm a big fan of his for sure. All right, what's next, Alex? Anything else? Super chats?
Yeah, John Campbell says, for a second at the end of the latest Mandalorian, I thought we were getting Admiral Ray Sloan. Not the case.
Yeah.
Do you think we will see a live-action Ray Sloan in any of the live-action shows?
I hope so. The question is, someone told me that she's in Squadrons. When does Squadrons take place?
Oh no, that's the one game I haven't played.
It's around this time. It's after
around this time. How much? But how much after Jedi? Because this takes place. Mandalorian's like 5 years after.
It's not 7? No, 5?
No, it's 5.
Okay.
Yeah. So the question is,
Squadron's meant to directly follow the Return of the Jedi.
Okay, so Sloan could still be around. So that's why Sloan is in that one. So
it's like Battlefront 2 timeline.
Yeah, in the novel, and I think it's the 3rd book in the Aftermath series. Ray Sloan is taking some of the troops to start the First Order. So she's out and about in the Outer Rim or the unknown regions, actually. So I hope she shows up. It'd be great if she shows up. I think she's the one character I'd love to see show up. And we're not going to see obviously Kanan. Well, maybe in another series down the line somewhere, but you're not going to see him in this series. You'll see.
Right.
I don't know. Right. All right. What's next?
All right, Jamin John asks, in Rambo 2, why anyone send a guy like Rambo, who wrecked the entire city in the last film, to take only pictures on POWs and not engage the enemy? That plot doesn't make any sense.
Well, but they didn't. But he didn't engage the enemy though. At first, he
didn't draw first blood.
I think that. Well, I can't remember what he did. Whatever it was, I think they were planning to set him up, but no, none of those movies make sense. It's not supposed to. You're just supposed to watch chaos.
That's the point.
Yeah. What's next?
Tim Sim says next week's Mandalorian official episode title is the. Do you want me to say it, Kristian?
I mean, it's out there. So if you guys don't want to, if you guys don't want to know what the actual title of next week's episode is, even though it's out officially, then mute this for like 2 minutes because we're gonna read this up from Tim Sim. Go ahead.
Yeah. Next week's title is The Jedi. Thoughts?
It goes back to exactly what we were just talking about. Although, and then we go into more stuff later on where we can actually kind of dive deep into the series. Although it is interesting because that particular person wasn't a Jedi last we saw them. So,
by the way, did they confirm that Sasha Banks was Sabine?
No.
Did they say her? Okay.
No, she's not Sabine. She's
not Sabine. Okay.
No, she's Mandalorian.
Mandalorian, just new character.
Wait. Sabine's
Oh,
not
oh,
a...
sorry. She's a new Mandalorian. She's a new Mandalorian.
Got it.
She's not
So,
Sabine.
I didn't know. Like
Yeah,
I know.
No. Yeah, it's a lot of people thought she was Sabine. Because
Yeah.
first of all, yeah, if she was Sabine, she's not playing a secondary kind of role to Bo-Katan that way, and she'd be a little older at that point. Not too much older, actually. That's not true. But no, I forget what the name of her character was. They said it in the.
Yeah, start with a K.
In the
I'll pull it up,
subtitles.
yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, keep going. A lot of people did think that,
Casca
though.
Reeves.
Casca Reeves, thank you. A lot of people did think that she was going to be playing Sabine. She's not Sabine. Yeah.
All right. Next super chat. Austin Kramer donated without a message, so thank you very much, Austin.
Thank you.
Stephen Boyd says Carl Weathers directed this episode. So good.
I want to share this, and I think that we could probably get away with. I don't know. All I'll tell you is go look at Rex Chapman just posted a picture of Giuliani. I'll just say that I'm gonna send it. I'll send it to Brett. Brett, don't look yet because I'm gonna send this to you because I want to get your reaction as I send this to you. And you guys can go and check this out. My brother just sent this to me, but I just sent it to Brett.
Oh boy.
I want to get Brett's reaction. Good, I haven't seen. I really want to play it, but I don't know.
It doesn't get old.
It doesn't get old. It's just so good. It's just so good. All right, you guys seeing it? Picture of Giuliani.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Rex Chapman's. I don't know what.
Chapman, all right.
He put it out at 9:04 a.m. Just look at the picture.
See that
of
guy over there donated $20.
Thank
Breaking
you.
news: Marvel and Ryan Reynolds tap the Molyneux sisters to pen Deadpool 3.
Oh, we talked about that a little earlier.
Yeah.
But that is that's big. Yeah.
I did see. Oh, sorry. Just going off the Deadpool 3 real quick. I did see Justin Kroll, who broke that story. He said that the film is expected to be rated R, like the previous two installments.
That's
Wow,
you have
that's
to.
good.
You have to.
Yeah.
You can't. You're in a world of shit if you change that up. You have to. It's just going to be a Disney rated R film, which will be interesting.
Nice.
Okay, what's next?
All right, jumping back to
Streamlabs, right?
Streamlabs. Garth Harkness McMurray says, I love The Mandalorian. It has highs and lows, but far more highs for me. I like the inclusion of characters from books, TV shows, movies, and games. The best thing about The Mandalorian is that it actually has Kristian excited to talk about Star Wars again.
It absolutely does, yeah, because I think that it has all those things that I have been looking for, and because it's continuous, and I'm not like, I think the point we made the other day is the best one, right? If you like, the problem with movies right now is that they come out every 2 or 3 years, and you gotta, if one of them's great, you get to talk about that one for a while and just analyze the shit out of it until you get bored to tears of just analyzing the one movie, and you wait to the next one, and then the second one's shit. Then you gotta go and you gotta have all these conversations about why you're wrong for not liking blah 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 blah. In the episode itself, the Mandalorian is like, oh, I like this episode. I didn't like it. All right, fine. Let's see if we both like the next week's episode then. And then it's over. You have 7 days. You got to worry about it, as opposed to sitting in the stench of why people love something that you don't, or vice versa. So it's becoming a lot more fun to talk about it, and it was fun talking to Reilly about it too last week. So
Yeah, it was really fun, man.
yeah. All right, what's next?
All right, Christian Billstrup says, Happy Friday, everyone. Drinking some red wine. It's 8 p.m. here in Denmark.
Hey.
For Reilly, a 2016 Carmenere from Chile. Killer first week, Ryan, and what a performance yesterday. Also, one day I want to fart sound off between you and Harloff. Hi, Brett.
It's a good one. Yeah, I'll have to do that for sure. Yeah, no, the kid is doing a great job. Ryan, you did a great job this week, my man. Good
Appreciate
first
it.
week for sure. It's good to have you as part of the team. RB3 is proud, I'm sure, and the same goes for both Dwayne Burke and PLD, who stepped in for RB3, and Dwayne's doing both backstage and the IG show and did a great job stepping in. PLD stepped in yesterday for Coming Up Next, did a really good job. So all these guys, just when the Schmoedown signal went up, they answered the call. So thank you guys so much for that. Okay, what's next?
All right, last one for now is from Danny Fisher. During Clone Wars, Boba Fett was a little boy while Bo-Katan was already a grown woman. Do you think there is a chance that Tamora Morrison is playing another character?
Well, no. In Clone Wars, we don't necessarily know that Bo-Katan was a grown woman. I think she could have been in her teenage years. So no, we don't know. We don't know that for sure.
I think he's definitely playing Boba Fett.
Yeah, he's Boba Fett.
Yeah, he's playing. Well, that's what they're saying. I think he's Boba Fett. Well, Brett's got to get out of here. So Brett, go ahead and
hey guys,
let's take a dump. Yeah.
Have a good one.
Go ahead.
Somebody's got poo-poos.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Did you see that yesterday, Goddard?
Yesterday, no, but I thought that was with Kate.
Was it?
Wednesday.
Okay, maybe it was Wednesday.
Yeah, it was
Sorry,
Wednesday.
My head's. I don't know what day is what.
Right. I don't blame you.
Yeah, so that was somebody's got peepees. That's what Kate goes into it. Yeah, we do have about 8 minutes left anyway, so we're gonna let everybody know that you got about 8 minutes. 8 minutes left. And Riley, didn't you have to leave at 11?
I did, but I got pushed, and so I can hang till the end.
What a girl!
11:30.
All right, nice. So so we have about 8 minutes left. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about? If not,
I was gonna throw one thing out there real quick. I just found out on Prime today. The new Steve McQueen movie, one of his 5 in his Act series called Mangrove, is officially on there. So if you're a Prime member, you can check it out. I definitely think this is like a Best Picture contender. I saw it at a festival. It's incredible. You got to check it out.
Awesome. There are a couple of thank you for letting us know that. That is on Amazon, so check that out. On Super Chat, there's 2 more. Stephen Boyd said Carl Weathers directed this episode. So good. He absolutely did. He did a great job. And Jalen Turner, do you think that we'll see Cal Kestis in a live action? He's trying to find Jedi as well. I think that it's one of those things where if you asked anytime you asked Filoni questions about Rebels or who would show up, he's like, look, anybody could show up. You never know what's going to happen. There's so much lore. Anybody can show up. And I think that's the case. I'm just excited because it just opens up so many possibilities of where the Star Wars universe can go.
Yeah.
Like which shows and Riley, let's plan this. Like if you tie it all together, we have Mandalorian season 3 will come out next year.
Mm-hmm.
Obi-Wan will either be out, we think next year, right, or 2022.
I think it'll be next year because they are starting. That seems to be starting to go before Mandalorian season 3, at least filming wise. So maybe I don't know.
All right, so let's say that we get Obi-Wan and Mandalorian next year, and then Cassian and Mandalorian season 5 the following year, plus a new show that they probably will announce at that point. When did they remove Celebration? Do we remember?
2021.
No, not 2021.
Is it 2022?
I think
it's 2022.
Yeah.
I think they moved it. Yeah.
I just got an email about it.
Oh, and then there's more news. Ed Harrell breaking more news here. The Hollywood Reporter, but the Last of Us series gets the HBO green light.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That's gonna be good.
So Chernobyl's Craig Mazin is writing the show with the mega-selling video games director Neil Druckmann. So they are pressing play on a series adaptation of Last of Us, and that's the way to do it.
There you go.
Video, come on.
Video
that's
game,
great.
Dude. Video games. I think the video games that have bombed in the past should come back and try to do them as series. Get
Assassin's Creed.
They're doing it right. Hitman. Let's maybe try to get a series out of that. Let's
Super Mario Brothers.
Fucking Max Payne, man. Let's Max Payne be a series. I think there's so many. It's just because the problem with video games I have found with the stories is that there's so much time you're putting in that you spend on these games and how much story there is that they condense it into 2 hours, and now you've got
it doesn't land.
No, now you got 8 to 12 hours to do it in one season. So I think that's the way to go. I think that's
excited. I'm very excited, nervous, curious about who they're gonna cast as Joel and Ellie.
Okay, see, I don't know enough about. I've never played the game.
You got Kristian. That is a perfect game for you because
I own it. I own it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. You know what's funny? I didn't realize I owned it. I was going through. I was cleaning up the other day, and I found Last of Us unopened, the first one. I don't know. I don't know where it came from. I'm looking at it. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. How long have I had this for? And I've never even opened it. So I should probably open that up and stare at it because that's what.
I started playing it, and I'm just like I'm a little scaredy boy, and so I can only play during the day, and I'm busy during the day.
I mean, there's zombies, but it's not. There's like a few jump scares, but it's not like a horror game or anything like that. It's more about Joel and Ellie's relationship as like they travel across country. But dude, I cannot recommend that game enough, and that's why I want to see a series. But me having played the game, it takes everything out of you emotionally. So I'm hoping they can get to that level with the series. But it's HBO, so they've earned the credit and the trust.
I wonder, going back into this conversation of video games, and now that, obviously we've seen what Star Wars can do on a TV medium, and with these rumors that the Old Republic at one point, we know for a fact that Benioff and Weiss were working on an old, like, back in the day movie. That's what their movie was about. But then there were rumors of the actual Knights of the Old Republic game that was being condensed into a trilogy, which we still have no confirmation if that was true or false. I would love if somebody was pitching the Knights of the Old Republic TV series, because you could make that so many different seasons.
I think that's where they'll ultimately go.
You think so?
Series, yeah.
Because you could do the same thing. I mean, that's what I don't want them to do. And I know that Goddard and I have different opinions on this, but I don't want them to, because people have played the game before, they start switching up story points and endings because they're like, well, we don't want the people who played the game to get spoiled. Well, you don't change the ending with the book, and when you do, it sucks. It's like there are tons of people who have read the books and watch it and go, yeah, that's exactly how I envisioned it. Or maybe it's different because you're actually seeing it when you're playing a video game, so now you're seeing it twice. So I understand that argument behind it, but I just think that
it's got to fit in the same. I mean, look at Marvel and the DC Marvel, all the stories that we look forward to when it's like, hey, they're going to do Civil War in the Marvel universe. We know kind of how that ends.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff, they're going to take some liberties, but I hope they do. I hope that they land on that Knights of the Old Republic game for a series because it fits perfectly.
I think so. There's so many great characters, great twists. It's still my second favorite Star Wars story all time. It's Empire Strikes Back is my favorite, and then Knights of the Republic is my second.
Nice.
Did you play that game, Ryan?
I only played one of them because I've always had Max, and it's just kind of hard to run some of these games.
So you played Old Republic.
Old Republic, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, Knights of the Old Republic is different. Knights of the Old Republic, there's two. There's Knights of the Republic 1, 2, which is BioWare, and the same guy who was one on the writing team of BioWare, Drew Karpyshyn, also wrote the novels for Darth Bane.
Oh wow.
All three of those. Yeah. So yeah. All right. Look. So and by the way, well, go ahead.
Do you want me to get to these last Streamlabs? There was a few.
Yes. Yeah. Then let's call it a day.
All right. Liam says thoughts on Tamora Morrison appearing in the next episode as Rex. Maybe he is playing two characters in the show, and it would make sense for Rex to be with Ahsoka.
That's possible.
Over under like that.
Well, let's give it a percentage because we don't know what the over under is. But
say 70%.
That he is.
Yeah, well, that he's playing. Like I still
next
think
week. Wait, we're seeing him next week.
I still think he's Boba Fett. I still think
I do also.
But I do think he could be Rex with the beard and everything in next week's episode,
which would be great.
Yeah,
and I'd love if they did that. I think there's. I'm not gonna go as high. You said 70%.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna go that high. But I'm gonna go 45% that he shows up, which is still pretty high.
I'd go under that, even 30.
Under 40, yeah.
20. I mean, I just don't think they're going to go in that direction because of Star Wars. I don't think they're going to go that deep. We're dealing with some clone stuff already with the child.
You know why it's also harder, Reilly? Is because they haven't revealed Boba Fett yet, and it might confuse people.
It's going to confuse. Yeah,
that's true. They didn't confirm that he was Boba Fett. That's fair.
Boba Fett, you got to stick with this character. It's Boba Fett. I mean, if another one, if Tamura is doing two parts and he shows up as Rex, and then you know that if my mother's out, she's like, what? And there's that.
Yeah, right.
The main reason I think that it would work is that I think that they would probably kill him off, and that would get Ahsoka more back involved with like the story. Because I feel like Ahsoka's like off doing her own thing with Rex, kind of in exile, in isolation, whatever you want.
Well, but she wasn't though. Ben. She was off with Sabine and trying to find Ezra. So So that's the question: is what we've got to find out. Where is Sabine? Where is Ezra? Did they come back? Did they find him with Thrawn? Like what happened? I mean, because it's not one of these things where you're like, oh, they're not even going to explore that because they're probably not even in communications with the Rebels team. It's like the guy from the Rebels team is an executive producer of the show.
Yeah,
so he's basically continuing his story. So I don't know. I think that I don't know how they're going to play that out. It's going to be interesting. Yeah. All right. There's a couple more.
All right, Big Creamy Booty says,
Oh.
really shitty week. Had to tell my family I can't see them for the holidays. Almost got fired for calling my boss because he was acting like a racist.
Oh.
My truck is on the verge of breaking down and my dick fell off.
Oh.
But I followed Alex on Spotify and it's all better now.
Oh, good. There
Thank
you
you
go.
very much, Big
That's
Creamy
good.
Booty, who also says my dick grew back and it's now
Curbside
4 times
Profit
as big.
13 donated $20.
Oh, thank
Watching on a delay, but I have to say Josh Holloway as Joel is my pick for The Last of Us. Maybe it's the lost fan in me, but I know he can pull it off. Greatest game of all time, BTW.
People love that game. People love that game.
Good pick.
Yeah, you got to play it. It's perfect for you.
Okay.
Josh Holloway.
All right.
Yeah, he's
Josh Holloway.
Sawyer.
He's Sawyer.
Holidays, that's good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right.
Yeah, Big Creamy Booty, I'm sorry about your dick, but I'm glad it grew back.
All right.
That's it.
And
That's a
then
good
last
thing.
one for the day, Popcorn says, Ryan, what age did your voice get like that? Were you scared when it happened?
Terrified. and it scared people. No, it was about end of high school, and people were just like, wow, your voice sounds insane. So I was actually on purpose trying to make it higher. And for a long time I did that, and then it bothered me. So
Were you self-conscious about it?
I was. I would talk
Really?
like this. I would talk like this just because I didn't want to freak people out. And then,
Wow.
but whenever I was just
That.
like,
That probably helped you get dates. It did, right?
Ding.
Yes. See?
Yeah. Where's the ding, ding, ding?
Yeah, of course. People
Yeah,
are like,
there you
that's a smooth cat. I mean, from the second Winston thought you were black when you came in. So it's like,
Yeah.
you're probably a smooth motherfucker. Look at this guy.
There's been some comments about, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, well, I was scared. So, but I'm over it now.
All right,
Scared of
good,
the
good.
raw power.
Yeah, absolute raw power. All right, listen. We had to do a short show here today. I wanted to thank you guys. We hit the goal. And Riley will set it up for a week in December.
I gotcha.
First week in December, and because of that, we got to give props once again to First Rate Nate, who made it all happen here today, and the rest of everybody.
Absolutely.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you to Ben Goddard, to Ryan, to Reilly, to Marzoña, to Brett, to everybody. Make sure you check out the Schmoedown matches. We got the Founding Fathers versus Witching Power, Perry Nemiroff, and Haley after that big upset in the playoff. So, and then we're gonna replay the pay-per-view from last week too. So, go ahead and check out all that stuff that we got going on this weekend. Check out the rundown over the weekend with Brad Gilmore and Frank Janish, and subscribe to all the podcast feeds. A lot of great stuff going on. All right, everybody, have a great one. See ya.
There you go.